Hey guys, welcome back to MarkDillon.XXX. So I hope all of you guys are having a really great start to your new year. Can you believe we're almost a month into the new year? Time is really flying by. So I've mentioned this before on a couple blog posts, but there are some really cool things coming to my site pretty soon. Some customized features and even some custom products, which I'm excited to tell you guys about. As they come down the pipeline. I have a couple meetings here in San Francisco to finalize some of that stuff, but some really cool things ahead. So again, as always, I really appreciate you taking time to visit. And there was about 1 million of you in 2013 who visited my site and listened to me ramble on and give you some industry news, the hot scenes that are coming out, and all that good stuff. In addition to my opinion on a lot of things. So um, I really appreciate that. Anywho, so tonight's question is from Nathan. He says, "Hi Mark, I really enjoy your blog and insights into things. What is your take on the prevalence of drug use in the gay community and why do you think it's so common?" Thank you, Nathan. Nathan, first of all, yes, it seems to be incredibly common in the gay community, but keep in mind that's the community we tend to matriculate in, so it may seem more prevalent than it actually is in proportion to the gay versus straight community. I'm sure if I was going to a bunch of college parties and hanging around with 20 to 30 something year old straight people, I'm sure I'd see plenty of drug use too. But I do agree with you. It does seem pretty common in our community, especially among the younger members of the gay community. You get on Grindr, and it seems like everybody is, do you party and play? Are you into this? Are you into that? And blah blah blah. I always say no. As a matter of fact, that becomes a complete turnoff for me. I've never done a drug. I've never smoked. Never tried smoking. Never done marijuana. Never done any of this stuff. It's something I've never had any curiosity to try it. And also, it just, it's so illogical to say you just want to experiment with drugs because the only way you could possibly become addicted to anything is if you try it. Now, yes, there's plenty of people out there who can use some form of drug recreationally and they never suffer any ill effects. But you know what? Anybody who is homeless on the street with their life in a complete shambles because of substance abuse, that's not the only reason for being homeless. But anybody who is suffering from severe substance abuse problems never thought that would be them. They thought they were going to be one of the ones who would just casually use it with no problems and all of that good stuff. As far as why do I think it's so common, I don't really take a macro look at things like that because I think it still comes down to the personal responsibility of each individual. You still have to make each person who is using drugs had to make a decision for themselves to do that. Yes, there's some contributing societal factors and maybe some that are a little bit more localized to the gay community and all of that. But I don't like to get into that kind of stuff because I think it creates a crutch for people to use, so to speak. And at the end of the day, regardless of whatever commonalities people who have substance abuse may share, at the end of the day, it's still a personal choice. Everybody makes the decision to use or not use. And so that's my take on that. And, again, anybody who is battling with addiction, if they don't beat the addiction or avoid it, but people who remain addicts, there's four things that happen. They end up broken, dead, or in jail. Those are the only four outcomes that can happen with long-term addiction if you don't beat it or avoid it. So my advice to everybody is avoid it. Don't introduce things into your life that can be so toxic. And certainly avoid whatever toxic people are encouraging you to do it, for God's sakes. But it's a very interesting topic, Nathan, and it's one I could go on and on about, but that's my basic overview of it. So guys, thanks again for tuning in to MarkDillon.XXX. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great evening.